Hey friends, welcome back to the Procrastination Solution Podcast, where we get real about what's holding you back and how to move forward with purpose, clarity, and a solid plan for success. I am your host, Nilo Burke, and I help women just like yourself overcome procrastination for good and achieve your goal. Today's episode is for our August theme, which is back to structure. August is that transition month, I feel like, where kids are back in school, routines are supposed to settle in, and work picks up after maybe a slower pace summer for you. And because of this change, many of us find ourselves running on fumes by the end of the month because so much is going on, right? So today I want to talk about one of the biggest things that sort of slows us down and pushes us into burnout, and that is invisible time leaks. Okay, so these are little everyday moments where we lose time without even realizing it. So this quick, I'll check this moment, I'll check this message, or I'll just check social media, or I'll just do this real quick. All of that turns into, like big time wasters if we're not careful. So the micro procrastination habits that seem harmless at the moment, over time will quietly sort of dismantle our structure and sort of drain our energy and our time. So let's talk about, what are invisible time leaks, first of all. So think of your day like a container. So you start the morning with a certain number of hours that you can dedicate towards different tasks and a certain amount of energy. But throughout the day, there are tiny holes in that container, and those holes will leak your time and your focus and your motivation. So, for example, like I said, you might think, I'm just going to scroll social media for just 5 minutes between tasks, and then suddenly it's 25 minutes. And sometimes we don't even realize it. Like, I know that for me, it used to be like out of habit. I would just reach for my phone and I would, start scrolling just, either TikTok or Instagram or Facebook or, something else. And before you know it, you're sort of like so deep into it and you don't realize how much time you've, spent doing that. Other examples might include, putting off a quick email reply because it feels inconvenient right now, but, spending twice as long later because now it's become this urgent thing because we didn't answer the email on time. Or, rereading the same to-do list because you haven't really decided what to start with because you haven't prioritized what to do, first, or what to do second or third. And again, these are just examples, and I'm sure you can, if you bring awareness to this, you can think of time holes or like invisible time leaks in your day that you may not have been aware of in the past, right? So individually, these might seem small, but over the course of a day, they really add up. And over the course of a week or a month, they completely, disrupt our rhythm or our productivity. So, let's talk about why women are especially vulnerable to time leaks. So invisible time leaks happen to everyone, obviously, but women are especially prone to them because, number one, our mental load, right? We're juggling so much. We're juggling home and work and relationships, and oftentimes we're managing details for other people's lives. We serve as the social calendar for our families. I've heard this said by men, and I have to tell you, it's a little triggering. They might be saying it maybe like lightheartedly or as a joke, or they might be actually completely serious about this. But what they fail to realize that the mental load this puts on women is actually insane, right? Now, we as women need to become aware of this and learn to delegate or delete some tasks in order to remove some of this mental load, right? So that we are not falling prey to time leaks. That could be like its own little episode. Another reason why women are vulnerable to time leaks is because of context switching. So what that is moving from task to task, from making breakfast to, switching the laundry to, putting something in the dishwasher or emptying the dishwasher. And if you're working from home, work calls, errands that you have to run. All of this leaves us more vulnerable to distraction, right? It takes so long for us to regain our full focus on one task and get it done. This is why we have so many open loops and many incomplete tasks and projects, because we're constantly doing multiple things, moving from task to task. And then another reason why I think that women are, more prone to time leaks is because we are over givers, right? Saying yes to quick favors or, just a minute request from others, or even when it throws us off track, setting boundaries and learning that we might have a problem with people pleasing will help us in this area tremendously, right? And let me tell you, I can relate to this 1000%. Right? If this is you, I can relate to you. Over giving, it's sort of what we're taught as women, indirectly sometimes, but sometimes directly, depending on, what, sort of culture we come from. And, we're supposed to be kind and we're supposed to try our very best to meet everybody's needs to the best of our abilities. And this is why I feel like, I've had this conversation with a couple of different people of different generations, and certain women feel like it's selfish for them to take care of themselves because they have grown up, they have spent so much of their lives giving to others to the point of like over giving and spending themselves, and just it's become sort of this mentality that if they turn around and take care of themselves for a change, that it's selfish, that it is, they're putting themselves first, and that can't be the right order of things. I won't go into a rant about that, but over giving, saying yes to a lot of things, people pleasing, these things can definitely drain our time and energy and focus and motivation. Okay. And, because these leaks don't look like real procrastination, we don't often notice them until they've sort of eroded the structure we were trying so hard to build. So if you've ever taken a course, if you've ever gotten any sort of help outside, from the outside world on, maybe helping you with productivity or helping you reduce procrastination or becoming more productive, and you may have been sort of, you may have been at the beginning of building a habit and maybe you didn't see it all the way through because all these other things, this mental load, the, over giving, all these other things sort of come and replace our progress, right? And then you might have thought this program doesn't work for me, or this, this book that I got, or this other thing didn't work for me. But the truth is, maybe you weren't approaching it from like a mindset point of view, right? So you can't force yourself to do things that are in front of you without actually addressing, what was the mindset that actually created this habit, right? So you have to address the mindset first, I guess is what I'm trying to say. If you've ever tried getting help, from books or programs or YouTube videos or whatever, and you've thought this doesn't work for me, maybe you want to go back and ask yourself, what mindset did I use to approach the solution to, this problem? And can I go back and approach it with a different mindset, right? So, let's talk about the mindset shift, right? The fix isn't more discipline. The fix is awareness and intentional choice, right? And intentional choice sometimes means setting boundaries. that sometimes means saying no to the outside world and saying no to ourselves. Like, no, I am not going to take this time to, scroll on social media or watch another show on Netflix or, do something else that is not my intended goal. I am going to do something else, right? That's going to take me closer towards my goal, whatever your goal is you're working towards. So here's a mindset shift that I would like to, for you to try. Instead of asking, am I using my time well at the end of the day, ask it in the moment. So at the end of the day, if you are the kind of person who journals and takes a moment at the end to sort of reflect on your day, and you find yourself asking, man, I didn't spend my time wisely, or where did my day go? Or I can't believe, I didn't get this thing done. Ask yourself in the moment, right? At 1:30 p.m. when you are smack dab in the middle of your work week or, your life basically, ask yourself, wait, am I using my time wisely right now? How am I using my time? And the answer might be yes, absolutely. You're using your time wisely. If you ask yourself this question and you come up with an answer like, no, I shouldn't be, doing what I'm doing. This is not the track that I want to follow in order to achieve my goals. I should be doing something else. Then you gently redirect yourself. So asking yourself this question, am I using my time well, in the moment, will help you actually make that change. When you catch yourself, delaying or distracting or, detouring from your goal, you can pause and ask yourself, right? If I keep doing this, will it support or sabotage my structure or my progress? If this delay, is this delay really about me, or am I avoiding something uncomfortable? Right? So I've shared here a couple of times that I am, I've been working out a lot more since May and going to the gym. But the last couple of weeks, I've been really busy with work, and I haven't scheduled gym in my schedule. It hasn't been in my schedule. So the last 2 weeks, I sort of like fell out of that habit of going to the gym multiple times a week. And so now, today, I am finding it like harder to schedule going back to the gym. Now, I've only been going to the gym and, have had this like consistent schedule since May. So it's not like I've been doing this for many years. It hasn't yet become a habit, right? So when I went 2 weeks without doing it, now I am sort of like, my brain is like, oh yeah, we're back to normal. We're back to normal. We don't go to the gym. Finding time for the gym is an inconvenience. And so I caught myself thinking that. I was like, I get it. It wasn't a habit yet. And so I, took this 2-week break. And now that I'm trying to schedule, my brain is like, oh, really? Is there even going to be enough time? Like, how much workout can you do in 45 minutes or 30 minutes? So I'm like, aha, I'm on to you, brain. Right? So in the moment, if you ask yourself these questions, you actually have the power to redirect and bring awareness. Obviously, it's great for you to reflect on your day, reflect on your week, and, plan the next week or the next day where you are going to, follow through on your, plan. But in the moment, it is so powerful. Okay. So maybe, I know you have a lot of notifications maybe going off on your phone or your smartwatch, but if you can set maybe one reminder, for your day this week, like each day this week, if you can set one reminder during the day, like pick any time of the day, 2 p.m., 1 o'clock, 11 a.m., and just, set that reminder as, am I using my time well? Just like set that as the title. This way, the reminder will go off. You will check to see what it is, and you're going to see, am I using my time well? It's going to bring this back to the front of your brain, and then you can answer that question in the moment. Yes or no. The most beautiful thing about bringing awareness to a problem is that we actually get to have a better handle on coming up with a solution for it. And the solution may not come today, right now, in this moment, but we are so much closer to it than if we were to like avoid it completely. If it weren't like in the front of our mind at all, right? So bringing awareness to something is so powerful. Now, let me give you, a few practical tools to spot and stop time leaks in your day. So, number one, track one day. Just one day, jot down where your time actually goes, in 30-minute blocks. Or 1 hour or 2 hour blocks. You'll be shocked at what you find. This is what I suggest to my clients when I work with them and we're going, we're starting with the Smart Start Sunday, portion of my coaching program. And I, ask them to track 2 or 3 days of their lives, just normal life, like just write down what you're doing, in 30-minute or 1 hour or 2 hour increments. And this way we're bringing awareness again to where your time is actually going. What do you want to be doing with your time? What are you doing? And what do you want to be doing, right? And so this is a really powerful one. For just one day, I would like for you to give this a try to just see, what you find about your day, about your time. Okay, number 2 is name your top leak. So pick one pattern that stands out for you. It might be phone scrolling, it might be email avoidance, right? It might be random chores during work, right? And focus only on changing that one habit for a period of time. And then go back and track one day again in your life and spot all the time leaks. And then pick another top leak, right? So name your top leak, try to address it for like 7 to 10 days. And then once you're like, you know what, I think I'm okay with this. This is no longer my top time leak. Then go back, track your day again. Or if you know what is your number 2 time leak, then go address that, right? So this is going to take patience. This is going to take intentional choices because you are trying to make something a lifelong habit. This is not like a get rich quick scheme sort of, right? Or like become productive overnight sort of scheme. These are just little tips and tricks that you can use to change your habit. And if one thing stands out for you, that's great. Stick with it. If it doesn't work for you, that's all right. Move on to the next strategy, right? Okay, number 3, another tool for you to use. Use anchor points. What do I mean by that? So attach focused work to natural routines. For example, after you pour your cup of coffee, then you can write or journal for 20 minutes. After you pour your cup of coffee, then you can do something new. You pour your cup of coffee every day anyway. So then if you want to do something new or something that you wanted to become a habit for you, then you attach that to something you already do, right? Another example might be after I sit down to check my emails, I reply to at least 2 or 3 emails that are important. So I check my emails anyway, right? But if you are not always replying to your emails, start working on that habit of replying to like 2 to 3 emails that are important. This will help you with the task avoidance. This will help you like stop avoiding emails, right? And when I work with my clients, we go deep into this. We talk about, okay, like why are you avoiding your emails? Let's talk about one particular email. Let's talk about like one specific example. Why, when you saw it, what did you feel? What did you think? What sort of made you avoid that email? Why did you avoid it for like 5 days or a week? So, we go deep into it and we sort of like, think about it. It's not, I don't just tell you to do this. When we work one-on-one, we get into like the nitty-gritty and we like focus on one specific area and talk about what are the uncomfortable emotions that are coming up. What are the thoughts you're thinking about this particular email? Is it a coworker? Is it a boss? Is it a client? Is it, whatever it is? Like, what is it about this particular email that is like causing these feelings, right? Now, another example, getting back to the anchor points. Another example is after you check your messages on your phone, you reply to or you call back one person. I know it's weird. You may not experience this. But I still do. I still have people calling me. I still have people leaving me messages. So that is still a thing. Like, I'm not always available to take people's calls. And so I reply to messages. And if that is true for you, if you also get plenty of phone calls and messages from people, so that naturally means you check your messages. So if you don't yet reply to people right away, this is a new habit that you want to build, which is replying to people, then you can attach that with the existing habit of checking your messages, right? I hope I'm making sense. So like you check your messages, you do that anyway, but you don't always reply. So I'm challenging you to reply to one person, call back one person, right? And here's another one for you. After you check social media, you set a 2-hour timer to remind yourself not to check social media for at least 2 hours, right? So checking social media, this is a habit. The new habit you want to form is to not be on social media so much. So one way to do that is to set a timer. And the beauty of a timer is, you have the 2-hour timer going on your phone. And, even if you sort of like close your phone, you put it down, you come back after 5 minutes, you pick it up, you can still see the timer on the screen, on the home screen. So it doesn't like disappear and sort of is like out of mind. It actually is in front of you. So it serves as a reminder. And if you've set a 2-hour timer, the timer will tell you, okay, you've got like an hour and 30 minutes until you can check social media again. Right? This brings awareness to us, right? Remember how I said I used to just like get on social media and didn't even know that I was doing it, sort of like mindlessly scrolling or, mindlessly doing something that has become this habit. When you set a timer, that brings awareness to this habit. It brings awareness to your action. Like, oh, wait, what was I about to do? I was about to get on social media. So just a few tips or tricks for you to spot and stop time leaks during your day. And then number 4 is to set decision boundaries. So decide in advance when and how you'll check social media or emails or messages so that it's intentional, right? And not constant or mindless. When you've identified something as a time leak or like a possible problem, you can create solutions for that problem ahead of time, such as telling yourself, okay, the next time I check social media, when I get off, I'm going to set a 2-hour timer to remind myself not to get back on my social media channels for at least 2 hours. That's working ahead of time. That's setting boundaries with yourself ahead of time to address a problem, right? What I really want you to take away from this episode is that invisible time leaks are sneaky, okay? They don't feel dangerous, but they're one of the fastest ways to lose structure and head straight into burnout, right? You think you're relaxing with TikTok or with Instagram. You're not. Your brain is still using energy in order to process the information in front of you on your screen. True relaxation is like resting, closing your eyes, drinking water, stretching, listening to nature sounds, going outside, sitting outside. It's like my stepdad used to say, the only way to quench your thirst is with water, right? He used to say that because, we used to drink like tea and soda, and he used to, drink that stuff too. But, that was just his way of teaching us. The best way to quench your thirst is with water. So the best way for you to rest is true rest. I know that when I used to get on Candy Crush, it would like give me like this little message like, unwind your day. Like, before the app starts or as it's starting, it gives you this little like, welcome, come on in, kick back and relax. You get ready to relax or get ready to calm down. That's not true relaxation. The best way to relax is resting your brain, resting your ears from sounds and people talking and music and TV, running or whatever. So, for this week, what I'm challenging you to do is pick one invisible time leak that is draining your time and your focus and your motivation, and then commit to plugging that leak for the next 7 to 10 days. That's it. Okay? Just focus on one time leak at a time. Notice how much calmer and clearer and more productive you feel by the end of the week or by the end of the 10-day period. Okay? So remember, your structure is only as strong as the boundaries you protect it with. Okay? So you're making progress in whatever area of your life, but if you're not setting boundaries, if you're not plugging these, leaks in your time and in your energy and focus, then your progress it's not moving forward. Like it's like that green bar that you wanted to move forward, and it's like at 20% maybe or 50%, and you wanted to move forward. But if you have time leaks, your progress isn't moving forward very much. Okay? So I hope you found this helpful. Please share this episode with a friend and be sure to follow the show to get updates when new episodes are released. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.